You might be familiar with NextLabs' DAE, a product that ensures privacy and protection of business-critical data with real-time segregation and masking controls. However, are you aware of some of the common business problems DAE can solve? DAE can be used for mergers and acquisitions, joint ventures and divestitures, regulatory compliance, cybersecurity, data breaches and leakage of business-critical data, and internal controls. As mentioned, DAE can be used by companies going through mergers and acquisitions, joint ventures, and divestitures. More than 1 in 3 executives surveyed stated they had experienced data breaches that have stemmed from merger and acquisition activity during integration. In order to prevent such occurrences, DAE provides the following solutions. Proper restrictions are placed onto systems, assets, and data of a soon-to-be merged entity in order to avoid confidential or non-public information from being wrongfully disclosed. Employees assigned to the joint venture may have responsibilities to their company outside of the joint venture, requiring them to access both company and joint venture assets. Through data segregation and data privacy controls, fields within records are anonymized, allowing data to only be seen by the intended individuals. Restricting the line of sight within a merger during pre-acquisition is crucial as security and compliance issues represent potential liabilities. To avoid such liabilities, DAE tracks and logs all data access requests, whether approved or denied, simplifying compliance management and auditing. The second area in which DAE can be used is regulatory compliance. Many companies need to maintain compliance with various regulations depending on their industry. DAE can help with regulatory compliance as it leverages fine-grained access control and centralized policy to prevent violations. Restrict access to regulatory controlled data based on role, geography, security clearance, or other attributes required by ITAR, GDPR, SOX, and other common regulations. Actively avoid the wrongful disclosure of non-public information through masking fields within records and/or excluding records that individuals should not have access to. Maintaining compliance with personal information protection regulations through the automation of opt-out and deletion of personally identifiable information, PII data, while ensuring unauthorized parties do not have access to this information by anonymizing and pseudonymizing PII data. The third area in which DAE can be used is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a crucial aspect for most businesses to operate effectively in the digital economy. DAE works to aid in cybersecurity in the following ways. Implement the NIST cybersecurity framework with attribute-based access control, ABAC, and zero trust architecture, enforcing data access policies dynamically at the time of data access, regardless of the origin of a data access request. Prevent ransomware attacks by utilizing DAE dynamic authorization and ABAC to prevent hackers with stolen credentials from accessing and extracting sensitive data from business applications. DAE can also be used to accelerate digital transformation, infrastructure modernization project, and data lake initiative by implementing policies to ensure only authorized users have access to the data they are entitled to, but not other data that is stored in the same data lake or ERP system. The fourth way DAE can be used is to prevent data breaches and leakage of business-critical data. This is achieved through restricting proprietary data, for example, a chemical formulation, to those users who need to know, and masking said data for all other users. Controlling and governing privileged users to perform administrative duties without gaining access to the unneeded transaction and master data. Reducing fraud and insider threats by preventing unauthorized business operations and access to sensitive data. Fraudulent activity and unauthorized access by contractors, employees, and business partners are one of the largest sources of data breaches in corporations. Preventing wrongful disclosure of trade secrets and critical financial data with data filtering and data masking. Although DAE can be used to solve a wide variety of business problems, the final area that will be discussed in this video is internal controls. Internal controls play an integral role in the operations of an organization. DAE can strengthen corporate governance to ensure business integrity in the following ways. automatic application of internal control policies, allowing the safeguarding of assets, helping avoid faulty judgment or human errors. The ability to enforce the types of access policy, which manage the types of data and business functions users are authorized to perform. The enforcement of policies based on attributes such as business unit, cost center, project, customer ID, or other critical attributes that concern the enterprise. Moreover, DAE can improve internal controls, simplify audits, and reduce costs. Now that you are aware of the many ways DAE can be used, you can evaluate how DAE will help your organization solve these and other business challenges. For more information on DAE, please visit dae.nextlabs.com.